Uh, Hello everyone, Soumya here, an editor with the 5th Estate. We have with us Lakshya, who is contesting for the position of Academic Affairs Secretary. So, on to your first question. So, what is the one thing that drove you to contest for this particular position? That one flaw that you thought you could rectify?
So I joined the placement team this year as a placement coordinator. At the start, I didn't know if I'll be continuing in the team or not. But when I started handling more companies for internships and placements, and when the phase 1 of the placement started, I handled the most number of companies. Upon the culmination of the phase 1, I realized that there are some deep-rooted issues in the placement team that need to be fixed, which can only be fixed from a leadership position. So that's why I decided to contest for the post of Academic Affairs Secretary. In my manifesto, I have brought out some very good initiatives for the team and for the betterment of the sphere. One of the things that I feel could be solved in the placement team is making the team more inclusive and also focusing on merit while doing the selections for the placement team.
If we were to compare the attendance criteria in universities across the country, the common point of agreement is 85% as an attempt to curb absenteeism. The technicalities of availing the same vary. How do you intend to deliver on your promises of reducing the academic criteria?
Yeah, so let me start by prefacing. As an academic institution, I believe that there need to be certain academic barometers, but I believe that currently the 85% attendance criteria is a bit rigid. So some courses do require attendance because they are actually impossible to complete if you don't attend all of the classes. But I feel that there is a very improper division in which like the attendance in some courses is taken and in some is not taken. So I talked to a dean academics regarding this, and he was actually very enthusiastic about this initiative. So he agreed with me that there is a need to switch to a graded punishment system in which the students who are having attendance lower than 85%, they shouldn't be getting a W grade, but they can get some sort of other graded punishment so that we can focus more on the learning and less on just going to classes just for maintaining attendance.
On to the next question. In view of recent events, academic distress has been highlighted as one of the factors that contribute towards a dwindling state of mental well-being. How do you intend to deal with that?
So we have discovered that academic distress is actually one of the most important factors in a student's mental health and well-being. So for that, in my manifesto, I have attempted to include some points to tackle the mental health issues of the students. So firstly, the relaxation of the attendance criteria will be a huge boost to the students in improving the stress that they're having in their daily lives, because then the students won't have to take constant stress about maintaining their attendance as just going to classes for maintaining attendance. Also, my other manifesto point tackles the issues with the students who are having very low grades. So the students who are in the most need have a low CG, and they have a low CG due to having D or E grade in their attendance in the grade. So through that, I will be opening a facility through which students who are having a D or an E grade in a course can repeat that course in their further semesters, so that they can improve their grade and also improve their CGPA in the course. So I believe that through these initiatives we...
Right. Yeah, on to your next question. You have proposed a facility for students to repeat courses and improve the grades. How do you think this will affect the other students registering for the courses?
Yeah, so currently the students are being giving the option to repeat courses in my manifesto. So I believe this is a positive step, because through this the students who are having a D or an E in their grades can retake the courses and improve their CGPA. Now I feel why this question has come up. So for this I had talked with a dean academics, and he also proposed that there needs to be some restrictions in this manifesto point. So firstly, we will be only extending this facility to the students who are having a D or an E in the course, and also this facility can only be availed once or twice per year. So this will ensure that only the students who are in the most dire need can avail this facility to improve their grades, and I believe this won't be affecting the other students who want to take the courses.
On your last question, you mentioned in your feasibility report that there is always a high possibility that students lose their opportunities because they didn't pick up a call from company POCs during placements. So instead of focusing on a runner, shouldn't we focus more on structuring later rounds of interviews and establishing clear time limits before forfeiting further interviews? Yeah,
so all of these situations are very company specific. As the placement team, it is our it is our mandate to ensure that the students get placed in their dream companies, and we are able to maximize the students who are getting the offers. The things like, it is the company's policy to decide like how much time they will give for a student's interview, and also companies generally don't entertain later rounds of interview. So as the placement team, it is our duty to coordinate with the companies so that students are able to sit in the maximum number of interviews. And I believe through my manifesto point of the introduction of a runner, we will be able to do the same, because as a runner, he will be coordinating with the student and the other interview POC. So at that time, if a student is in one interview and the interview POC is calling for him in the other interview, the runner can intervene and he can tell ki, yeah, this student will come in this much time. So through this, the runner will ensure that the student will be able to sit in the maximum number of interviews in one slot, and he can get placed in his dream company.